Alright, I just got back from Walker Stalker Con in Boston. I went with my buddy Phil, so I didn't film anything. This is just showing what I got. It was kind of like Legends of the Ring, but in like a much bigger hotel. But they didn't have a lot of vendors. Like, there were 2 rooms. Most of it was the signing booths, and there were, you know, a few vendors here and there, but no like real toy vendors other than Walking Dead stuff. Like, you see it like Chiller, they had like all sorts of stuff, not just horror stuff. But I did get a figure. One thing I did buy is this Eric Draven Crow figure. I love the Crow, the first one. So for 20 bucks, it was a really good price. And I'll probably keep this one in the box and try to find a cheaper one on eBay for the loose. So I met, let's see, first I met Maggie from The Walking Dead, Lauren Cohen. I had her sign this figure. I asked her what it was like to have an action figure, and she said it was pretty surreal, which I can imagine. And then I also got an 8x10. This is one of her classic shots. She wrote, "Dear Matt, love, Lauren." She was one of like the nicest people. Just really genuinely happy. She seemed very like happy to be there and excited and appreciative of all the fans. And then I met the Asian kid, Steve Yun. He was I don't know if he was late, but he came out after Lauren, and we were standing in line, and we finally get up there, and he starts eating a banana. So Phil and I are just standing there, and we're like, "Hey, can we have some? You're gonna share," or something like that. And he takes a banana, and he's like he was like legitimately offering us the banana. So I went up to him, got this sign too, got his figure. I asked him the same question. I was like, how awesome is it having your own action figure? He's like, and his exact words were, "Yeah, it's pretty fucking cool." Which I know he's a geek and a nerd, so he loves doing that. And then the lines for that wasn't that long. We waited more for Steve to actually come out and finally get to his table. Like Lauren, we waited, I don't know, maybe 10-15 minutes. You get up there, and it's pretty quick. And they don't, and you could take selfies with Steve, but they were like 50 bucks. So I was like, yeah, no, thanks. Lauren, there were no pictures with. But then we waited online. We had to wait like 2 or 3 hours to get to the Deluxe Photo Op with Lauren. So they you're supposed to line up like 15 minutes before they get there, and the guy literally would not. It was at 2:15, so you had to get there at 2 o'clock to start lining up. He literally would not tell us where the line started until 2 o'clock on the dot. He was like on a power trip, like a douche, like exactly 2 o'clock. So we get toward halfway, fucking back of the line. The line goes all the way out the door to the street. So we're halfway through. When you get in there, it is like, "Hi, click, go away." It's really fast. So they do move quickly, but there were a ton of people. So when I got in there, I asked her, I was like, "You must be tired from smiling all the time." She's like, "Well, yeah, I'm getting, I'm making my cheekbones stronger or something." And we took the picture. It was good. I asked her for a hug. I couldn't resist. I gave her a hug, and I told her, I was like, "I really appreciate how nice you are." And she said, "Thank you." And because I was genuinely like, it's really nice to see when actors or celebrities or wrestlers or whatever are actually nice, and not just nice, but like seem genuinely happy to meet you and happy to be there. And she seemed like she was having a good time, and I mean, she looked like, you could tell, and sometimes it's like at the end of the day people are like tired. She looked like energetic, and she looked like she was still enjoying meeting everyone. So we got this. I posted it on Facebook and Twitter, but you get an actual copy. That's my buddy Phil. That's her. She's amazing. Phil said she smelled like angels. And that's me with a stupid look on my face in every photo. But if you watch my videos, you know that's not a surprise. But she doesn't wear glasses on the show, but she wears glasses when you meet her. And I don't know, I got a thing for glasses. Any girl that wears glasses is instantly hotter, but she was even like extraordinary. Like, I couldn't believe it. It was a 2.5-hour drive. Up there was no problem. Coming back, it was a little traffic, so it was a pain in the ass. Norman Reedus was supposed to be there. I can't even imagine what that would have been like. Those are the only people that I met. I already met John Bernthal. Already met Sean Patrick Flannery at Chiller. Their lines were pretty long. They were in a completely separate area. Also there, if you guys watch Oddities on Discovery Channel, Science Channel, the people from Obscura, were there. We were looking at these, like, there were little frogs, like actual frogs that were gutted and turned inside out, or however they do it, like taxidermy frog, and turned into a little coin pouch thing. It was crazy. We didn't buy anything, but it was cool. There were a lot of hot chicks there. Not like Chiller or like these wrestling conventions. You only see the occasional hot chick. There were like Walking Dead as hot fans. So that was always cool. We basically waited there for a couple hours between getting all the autographs. You can, if you go to this, I've learned that if you go on the last day of the convention, it's much easier. Like a Sunday is much better than Saturday, which I'm sure most people know. But usually the day I can go is Saturday. But Sunday, the lines, they went quick. We got there right when it opened, and I was expecting to be waiting online for much longer than we were. So we really didn't have to get there that early. And the only thing we waited online long was for the picture, and that was, I don't know, maybe half an hour, if that. So it was a fun experience. I'd do it again. I really want to meet. I'd meet Lauren a million times. She's so nice. I'd love to meet Norman Reedus. That's a line that you have to fucking wait 4 or 5. At Chiller, 4 or 5 hours you'd be waiting. The line was stretched outside and through the parking lot. It like blew anyone else out of the water. Also, there were a lot of other people there, but they were like lesser cast members. So they have you ever been to a bank where it has those ropes? They had steel bar ones for the big 2 guests, big 4 or whatever, and for the other ones they just had caution tape, and you could just walk right up to them. Nobody was seeing them, and some of them were like the big tall guy, Chad Coleman, the black dude. He was like $50. I'm like, dude, you're like a side character. Why would $50? Oh, and also the pre-sale autographs for Lauren and Steve were $40, but when you get there, they were $60. So I was gonna buy a second one because I wanted an 8x10 of Lauren also, so she could personalize it. But it was $60, and I was like, how many other times can I probably meet her? So I just did it, but it was fucking $20 more expensive to buy it there. So if you're doing any of these things, pre-order all your shit. Pre-order your photo ops, pre-order the autographs. Just, it's much better. It's cheaper, saves you time having to do it in front of the line, picking out which photo you want. Just get all your shit ready. And actually, I didn't mention this. I wore the Archer shirt, as you saw. And she said, "Nice shirt." So that's it's kind of Archer and MacGyver are both really good shirts. Maybe I'll switch it up one time and wear Archer to wrestling and see how that works. Maybe it can replace MacGyver. But anything else? It's not really that much. They did a good job running the convention. It was people who worked there seemed like they actually knew what they were talking about. The hotel was really nice. It was in Boston. The only thing I didn't like is some of the Boston accents, which is annoying. But I would do it again. There's one coming up in Atlanta, which, I mean, that's too far away, but hopefully New York Comic Con I can get tickets for. And other than that, the next video coming up is Money in the Bank. I'm excited for that. We have good seats. We're supposed to be going with our friend Chris Ramey from Twitter, Ramey Rants. We're supposed to be going with him. He's 80% sure that he's coming with us. So that'll be a really good time. So stay tuned for that video. Mikey is not coming. He's already going to be in Boston. And instead of being someone who's not an idiot and coordinated with us, and we could have all gotten tickets together, he bought his tickets for like double face value on StubHub. So he's sitting up in the nosebleeds. So maybe he'll make an appearance in the video if we see him or run into him. But he's in Boston that weekend anyway, so he's going to go. But we could all sat together, but yeah, he's a jobber. So stay tuned for the Money in the Bank video, and less than 2 months to SummerSlam. That's a SummerSlam. There better be an Access. That's all I'm saying. That's a whole other video. There better be an Access.